Hi guys, so my name's Ash Masoa. I'm an AI expert and the director at Ashane Media. I also do AI engineering and AI development. So today what I want to do is I want to go and show you one of the lead magnets that I'm going to be creating for one of my clients and break it all down to you. So if there's something that you might be interested in terms of lead magnets for your business, this is a system that you can use either through me, or you can directly go and try and access it yourself and develop it yourself if you have the time. So we'll go straight into it now and I'll break down how it all works. So essentially, I'm going to be using an app called the Score app, or a system called the Score app. And how this works is it basically helps you to create scorecards. So scorecards are basically like little quizzes, waiting lists, questionnaires, if you want to put it that way, that basically help you to qualify your leads. So basically, the process we're going to go through is we're going to try and gather some information to generate a concept, some questions, a landing page, and some content to create a dynamic results page that helps us basically qualify all the leads that we're going to be bringing in through this particular system. So let's get started and I'll show you how this works. So ideally, it gives us some questions in regards to what we're trying to build. So in this specific use case, we're trying to generate some new leads for my client, and you can also use it to qualify and convert existing leads into sales. You can also use it to improve existing client results. So there's many use cases of it, but for today, we're going to start off with using it to generate some new leads for the client. So let's go straight in. So the first question is essentially, how do you want to format the feedback that the scorecard delivers? So what we want to do is we want to find a single outcome, preferably, right? So we're going to pick the single outcome option, but you also have other options here, which is an overall score. So they could get a general overall score based on the questions, or they could get multiple scores, depending on whether you're trying to give them information about multiple different things. So in this case, we're just looking for a single outcome. We're trying to keep it very simple. So how would you describe the business? So personally, I think I would actually describe this business as, capital insured litigation funding. So what that means is basically the client is looking to invite potential investors to a fund, a consumer litigation fund that basically helps people that have cases that are managed by SRA solicitors. And essentially, the law firm's cases are underpinned by a precedent law, right? So we can offer insurance to funders in the entire principle of the capital, which basically means that the capital that they invest in is obviously insured. And essentially, what we're trying to do here is we're trying to help people that are in situations where they're seeking capital, right? In regards to getting help with their living situation, housing situation. So we've got a lot of cases where people have bad housing situations. For example, if you've got damp in your house, or certain things haven't been fixed by the council in the properties, and it's putting you in a position where you're not living in the greatest conditions. This is where a lot of people struggle to take the councils to court, and they need support in terms of funding. And my client is basically a law firm that would be providing this help to these unfortunate people who are in this situation. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to find essentially either high net worth individuals or people who are interested in crowdfunding to help these people in the situation that they're in. But by helping these people, when these court cases are won, obviously the council pays out this money, and obviously from the returns that you're going to be getting from this payout to help these individuals, there's obviously a return on investment, because we've obviously funded that whole process. So this is what we're trying to do, and what it's called is litigation funding. So for this specific client, what we're going to do is we're going to try and build an AI system that basically brings in lead magnets for the company And essentially, that is the breakdown of it all. So it's quite complicated and a complex system, but it will make more sense as we go along. So the first thing we're going to try and do here is we're going to try and describe the business so that AI has an understanding of what we're trying to cover. So in that process, what I'll do is I'll try and break it down using the breakdown that I've been given by the company, and we'll give that to the system and see how it processes that. So generally, this is the breakdown of what we're looking at. I don't know how we're going to break that down into 50 words. So the law firm at the current moment is seeking capital from funders in order to fund the cost of representing a lot of these complaints that are coming through for the councils that are not really taking care of properties that people are living in. So, and an approximate return of 40% a year. So we're going to break it down to just that for now and see. So we need literally 50 words. Maybe that's a bit too much to describe the business. So let's go in a law firm. So a law firm seeking capital from funders. That's perfect. So how would you describe your target audience? So would we be looking at investment firms, wealthy individuals, angel investors? I think we're looking more at wealthy individuals in this situation. So we're going to go with that. And then what do you want to help your clients improve, achieve, or prevent by using the scorecard? So we're trying to help them basically get more. We're trying to get them to get qualified leads of people that are willing to invest in litigated funding, right? That's the breakdown. Right, so the breakdown of it is what we're trying to do is we're trying to get some clients for the law firm that are interested in capital insured litigation funding. And so we're going to have to put that in because those options are not there. What do you want to help your clients improve, achieve, or prevent by using the scorecard? So we're going to say, get more clients for capital insured litigated funding. Whoops, spelled that wrong. Funding, right. And we're going to put that in. So pick a concept for your scorecard: wealthy investor profile quiz, capital funders matchmaker quiz, insured litigation funding persona test. Perfect. Let's see if we can get more suggestions from the AI. Capital wealth quiz, funder profile analyzer, litigation investment persona assessment. Right. So I think an assessment makes more sense, but let's see if we can get more examples. Capital connection quiz, funding fit assessment, high net worth matchup. So we're going to go with litigation investment persona assessment, right? Create that. And then now it's already created questions for us by using the AI. So now choose what you'd like the possible outcomes to be. So here's some suggested categories: risk taker, cautious, strategic, ambitious, analytical. Get more suggestions: aggressive, prudent, innovative, resolute, decisive. Get more suggestions. And we're going to add all of these. So we're going to add all of these, and then we're going to go on to next. So we've got 15 right there. And then, so the risk taker category questions: are you comfortable with taking financial risk? Do you enjoy? Cool. So add and add. Next. There's going to be a lot of questions on this scorecard because we really have to qualify these leads. So we're just going to go through each process, adding all the questions that it's asking us. We aren't even going to waste time. But once we get to the scorecard, it will explain things in more detail. So right now we've got 15 good questions here. So here are our chosen questions. Do you have a long-term financial strategy in place for your investments? Do you carefully assess the potential risks and rewards before making investment decisions? Are you proactive in seeking out new investment opportunities? Do you prefer to diversify your investment portfolio to minimize risks? Do you typically take a long-term approach when it comes to investing? Are you highly analytical when evaluating investment opportunities? Do you have a detailed plan for achieving your investment goals? So all of these questions that we're going to be asking have been created by AI to build this lead magnet for us, right? So we're just going to press next. We're not going to go through everything. And here we go. So 15 questions all together. And then the analytical category questions. we can add more questions. So the more questions, I feel the more we look serious in terms of what we're trying to build and how we are trying to reach out to these high net worth investors. So we'll go for that. Sorry, I've just got a client trying to message me at the moment in terms of trying to set up some social media marketing, because as you know, I run a digital marketing agency as well. So we'll just keep adding those questions on there. So we've got loads of questions for each category. That's what we want to do, because the whole point of this is we really just want to get to a point where we are fully qualifying these people. And if these people can't answer all of these questions or struggle to answer these questions, then we really don't want to be working with them, right? So now, and resolute category questions. So we keep building this profile up. Next, 5 questions. And then for these last categories here, I'm just going to stick to 5 questions each for them. And we can go through these questions in a minute, so you guys have an idea of exactly what the questions will look like and how the scorecard will look. We can always change the scorecard at a later basis as well, so that's not an issue. If we want to remove questions, add questions, we can do that at any point. Next, ambitious category questions. And I think we've pretty much covered all the categories, right? So we've got here basically like risk taker, edit. So on this one, we've got 15. I think we should stick with 5 for each. 3, right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So 5 for this one as well. Go next. And then this one's got 15 as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Leave 5 on there. Next. So we've got 5 for each question rather than 15 for each question. So I feel like 15 is a lot of questions. But like I said, if we need to qualify them any further, we can always ask more questions. Next. I think that's pretty much it. No, we've got 5 on this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. And then this one, we've got 5. That one, we've got 5. And I think that's it. So on each category, we've got 5 questions now, as you can see. So with each category, so we've got a risk taker category questions. We've got a strategic category questions. We've got analytical category, prudent category questions, resolute category questions, confident strategy questions, proactive, adventurous, and empathetic, visionary, decisive, innovative, aggressive, ambitious. Right. I think we've got ambitious twice. I'm not wrong. No, we don't have ambitious twice. So these are all the categories we're going to be working with. Once that is done, we're pretty much 98% done with the lead magnet. So here we just have to add some last ones and add. I think we're pretty much done. So we go to next, and there we go. So we've got the lead magnet created here. It's basically going to be a single outcome that we're looking to get. The concept is litigation investment persona assessment. The categories are, we're going to be looking at whether someone's a risk taker, whether someone's strategic, whether someone is analytical, whether someone is prudent, resolute, confident, proactive, adventurous, empathetic, whether they're a visionary, whether they're decisive, whether they're innovative, aggressive, ambitious, or cautious. There's a lot of categories here, and altogether they're going to have to answer 75 questions to be qualified for this lead magnet. So these are a lot of questions. We can cut this down depending. So this is where we split test, and we can check, we can run these as ads as well and just split test. There's a lot of trial and error that goes into finding that perfect sweet spot of knowing how many questions to ask. But if we start off with a larger number, it's easier to whittle it down to what are the actual good questions. And then maybe eventually we can get to a point where we're just asking maybe 10 to 15 questions that basically break down what we're looking for, and we can move. But obviously, this being something that I'm creating as a test and then as an example, I want to have as many questions as possible there. So I'm going to create the scorecard now, aka the lead magnet. And literally all of this is being automated by AI, and literally within the space of probably maybe 10 to 15 minutes that we've had this, that I've been doing this presentation, we have our lead magnet set up. usually this setting up a professional landing page with all of these questions, coming up with all the questions, this is work that could take hours to create, but we've literally done it in a matter of minutes. So let's have a look and actually see before we publish it. Let's have a look at what the scorecard looks like and what it will actually ask people. So we click over here and it will take us to our landing page. So this is what the landing page looks like. So it would look like this. And like I said, this scorecard is in draft mode, as it says over here, and only we can see it, right? So discover your litigation investment persona today. Answer 75 questions and we'll send a personalized report. So this is something that ideally we would want to build an ad for, run an ad on Facebook. We could run ads on TikTok. Ideally, usually LinkedIn would probably be the best place to run ads for something like this, or Facebook and Instagram. Then we'd run the ad, get people to come onto this landing page, onto the lead magnet, and then basically they would take the scorecard. So we'd click take scorecard, they would enter their name. So in my case, I'll put my name in, Ash Soha, and then I'll put my email address, shanemedia@gmail.com, and we would start. From here, you get taken straight to the questions. So the questions will ask, are you comfortable with taking risks? Yes. Do you enjoy investing in high-risk ventures? Yes. Are you willing to invest in legal cases with uncertain outcomes? Yes. Do you see potential investing in litigation cases for financial gain? Yes. Are you open to exploring new investment opportunities, even if they involve legal risks? Yes. Do you focus on building long-term relationships with your investment partners? Yes. Do you prioritize minimizing risks in your investment and decisions? Yes. So for example, if we were asking these questions to someone who's seen our ads talking about litigation, so with the ad, we would obviously try and run it on an emotional drawstrings kind of level. You're pulling at those emotional strings. Will tell a story about how someone suffered or a child suffered from mold in a property, and this led to health issues. And this is a way that potentially people can invest in something that helps preventing situations like that. And if we sell it that way, it's easier to get people to come onto the landing page, so we can use this lead magnet to ask them the relevant questions, whether they're actually going to be people that are going to be serious about investing, how much they're willing to invest, etc. can then be done on a actual sales call once they've answered all these questions. So like I said, we've built this and we've put in 75 questions, which are a lot of questions, to be honest. On average, I'd probably say we would in most cases use about 10 to 15 of these, but I just want to give you as many examples of the type of questions that AI can create and to help basically qualify these leads. So do you carefully analyze market trends before making investment choices? All of these things. So we're just clicking, I'm just going to click yes, get us through. So as you can see, they'll keep on clicking depending on the questions. Are you determined to see a legal case through to the end? Are you confident in your ability to assess legal strategies effectively? These are all sort of questions that they may not necessarily need to answer. So like I said, I would have to speak to the client and basically ask them, what are the best questions? What are the best qualifying questions that you think work for this system? If they don't have questions, obviously I can get AI to create the questions for them, then ask them to pick what questions work the best. So the more questions, the better. And then once I send the lead magnet to the client, they can basically tick which questions make the most sense to what type of client they're trying to bring in, which makes it easier. So we'll just keep on going through this, because if we literally sit here reading all the questions, we'll be here all day, literally. So we'll just go through most of the questions just so that we could get to the end of the lead magnet and I could show you exactly how that will look. So we're coming to the end. We'll answer let's say the last couple of questions. Would you rather have a stable return on investment, even if it means lowering your profits? Do you prioritize security and stability over high returns on investments? Are you more inclined to choose conservative investment options? So forth and so forth. And now we've finished it, and this is what it gives you at the end, right? It tells you, right, so Congratulations on completing the litigation investment persona assessment. Because we asked for a single outcome, it tells you what you are based on the questions that you've answered. And here is clearly telling us that we are a risk taker, right? So as a risk taker, your bold and daring nature can attract potential funders. Get more clients, showcase your willingness to take calculated risks in litigated funding, and highlight successful cases where your courage paid off. So this is basically how it would break it down at the end. And then it would also give you the option here. So if you'd like to learn more about your score and what it means for your business, let's jump on a Zoom call. So this is something that we can always change. Obviously, it's assuming at the moment that we're trying to reach out to business owners, etc. So based on the specific client that we're looking for, we can tweak this. So as much as it's just being created by AI in a very short period of time, we can go in, we can tweak the landing page, we can fix certain things in the lead magnet to make it look a lot better, to make it make a lot more sense, because sometimes AI isn't going to get it perfect, right, the first time round. And that's where we come in and we fix things. But in the process of looking at a lead magnet, usually something like this, you'd have to send it over to a website designer. A website designer is going to go back and forth with you on questions. So all that time that's been saved is money that's also being saved, because all those people have to be paid for their time. So if we're using something like this, an AI lead magnet, it makes so much sense in terms of the value creation and offer, because at the end of the day, the time you're saving when it comes to creating these lead magnets, and once we've done this lead magnet, tweaked it, worked it, and we've put it out as an ad, we can create 10 more that we can run as ads. So all of this we can do split testing. We're not just counting on one system that's been created by one guy, hoping for the best, by one maybe website designer who's created some landing page sort of lead magnet system. This is all done by AI. Very simple, very straightforward. And to be honest, it's not something that you need to be an engineer or developer to be able to use. Anybody can use a system like this. And but essentially, you do have to have a certain bit of knowledge and understanding of the type of leads that you're looking for. So if you guys have any questions in regards to how to build your own AI lead magnets, or you need help building AI lead magnets for any sort of leads that you want to bring in for any type of business, book a call with me. Visit the website ashanemedia.co.uk, or catch me on the socials, Ashane Media on Instagram, Ashane Media on LinkedIn. Get in touch with me, schedule a meeting with me, a Zoom call, and I can go down and break down everything to you, help you build up a lead magnet or a voice agent or even a chatbot for your business that will help you get more leads in. So thank you for your time, guys. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you on the next video.